I'm been on the table in a minute. What's up, y'all? Good evening, light beings. Damn, it's been a minute. Good evening, light beings. Welcome back. Welcome back. It has been a good little minute since I have recorded a video. Yes, welcome back to my spiritual healing journey, Lotus Evolution 369. Um, y'all, it's been a lot going on. And um I chose to kind of go into like a little hiatus. I go into hermit mode real quick, you know what I'm saying? I see some things moving around or I feel good working. I know how to be still, right? And it's not always easy being still because sometimes you have that tendency, that urgency to want to move, right? To be compulsive, to just move. And it's like you have to know when to time that movement. You have to time that movement just right. And you'll know when you're supposed to make that adjustment or make that move. You'll feel it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be something that just it's like it's just a spark of energy, a motivation that comes out of fucking nowhere. I feel like sometimes. Sometimes you just wake up and well, I swear to be fucking my computer. Um, you just wake up and you just know that shit about to just be different, right? You just feel it. Like something in you just operates differently or just functions differently or just interacts or reacts or just occurs differently, right? Something just it just flow a certain way. And your drive, your motivation, your tenacity, your whatever it is inside that you have been holding on to that is holding you back from where you feel like you should be. It's gonna be something that's just gonna go off, right? It's gonna be like a switch, just click, click, boom, and the shit is different. And you're gonna know how to react or adapt or respond. Now, what I'm getting is there is going to be like an ancestral, like a massive ancestral release that's going to come down in terms of like an inheritance, a gift, a prophecy, I'm hearing fulfillment of a prophecy, breaking of a generational curse or curses, or healing a generational cursed bloodline. I heard trickery. Somebody was consumed by trickery, by the spirit of trickery. They tricked the bloodline, or they made confession or confess or concession with entity or energy of the darker side or the not, and when I say dark, I mean like not like the void of light, like the principalities of this world or this realm or this space. Because they say we argue not against or we battle not against man, flesh and bone. However, we battle against the principalities of this realm. So there are dark forces that are about that we battle against that are visible in the spiritual realm that are not always seen in the physical realm. And so some people who are awakened to their gift of sight, their clairvoyancy, being able to see what is not there or what others cannot see or perceive, or being able to see something in your mind's eye is a gift. Everyone does not have access to that gift. Everybody cannot see between or beyond the veil. Now, some can hear beyond the veil, some can feel beyond the veil, some can emote beyond the veil, some can dream. Those are like seers. Some can dream, some can predict. It's just you have to know your gift. You have to know who you are. You have to figure that out. Nobody else can tell you that. And if they do tell you, it's through subtle hints of how they describe you as a person. What the niceties or the compliments that they say true or that's true proof about who your actual character or behavior is. Like who they tell you you are. Like people might say, oh, you're noble or you're loyal or you're respectful or you're courteous or you're kind. Those are true inherited traits. Those are traits of a person that is extremely empathetic and sympathetic with those around them, that can feel, that can empathize, that can pick up on energy or frequency a certain way, right? Those are like empaths. Those are like healers. Most empaths are healers of some kind or some sort. Reiki masters, massage therapists, who else? Psychiatrists, psychologists. You know what I'm saying? Those people are types of people that are empathetic people, and they operate on opposite spectrums of their mind. And for my daughter sing this song this long. I don't even know the fucking words. I'm trying to see what she be like. Because when I said spectrum, it reminded me of the fucking song. My daughter be like, a little bit of autism is a lot a bit of fun. Damn, what did she be saying? A little bit of autism is a lot of bit of fun, and we, if we acknowledge a little bit of autism that we see in everyone, then basically we be good. But it's a certain way you sing the song, and it's funny as shit. And I'm like, yo, you know what? That's accurate though. Like if you recognize and realize, we actually all live on a spectrum of some kind in terms of our comprehension, our awareness, and our understanding. Like it makes me think of like the IQ test, taking the IQ test, or like taking some type of like spiritual gifts or qualities test or capabilities test. It's something along the lines of understanding your EQ, your equity, your emotional equity. It's something along the lines of like inward study of self. I just heard the enneagram in you. Oh, I said I was going. My coworker and I were talking about this book, and I know I have it. I'm gonna look for it when I get off of here. Um, However, anyway, I know it's on my shelf. I know it's not like person borrowed, but it's just a lot of things was going on, and I needed to take a moment to just step back. And I know I jumped a little bit all over the place with all everything I just said. It just was a lot going on, and it was a lot to process, and it's been a lot to process for everyone and everybody. Like at this point in time right now, in the collective conscious awareness, the earth is changing, the frequencies are changing, our mindsets are changing, our behaviors are changing, our mannerisms are changing, our realizations are changing, our bodies are changing, our taste buds are changing, our personalities and personality traits and characteristical traits are changing, our friend groups, our like people are growing up and maturing or waking up and no longer wanting to participate in previous behaviors or things that once have gone on. Now, I don't know why I heard April 12th, August 12th, something about the 12th. And it's only April and August that are the 2 months with the reason, April and August, but it's something about the 12th that's significant. Something about the something about the 12th that's significant. I hear August 12th. August 12th. I don't know why I heard that. And that was and that's confirmation. And for some reason that's funny to me. That was like a guttural laugh. I mean, I love who my children are growing up to be. I'll say that. Um, I'm recording a video. Like I'm literally in the middle of a video right now as we speak. Yes. So it's just what I asked you if we can go outside too. Babe, it's 6:30 now. I'm not going outside. Maybe you can go sit on the front porch with your brother if your brother will go out there with you, but not. I'm not. Not at this moment. Can I finish my video, please? Thank you. Maybe we'll see. I was heard. This turn that game once more. So 9:33 when I looked up at the clock. It's a lot going on that I have been working through the process. And I don't know why I was called to even come on here and make a video or record because I haven't recorded and I don't know how freaking long. And it wasn't that I was gonna let the channel die. I really was not letting the channel die. Like I say, I do things in spurts, right? So it's like boom, this is what came out, boom, and then I'm out, I'm gone. I'm in Beckenham while I'm chilling. You feel what I'm saying? Like I have a life, and life be real sometimes, and life be life. And so there are times where I need time to recharge and just step away from the camera and be okay with doing whatever the fuck I gotta do. You feel what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So if I'm here, it's because I'm being led to be here to share information or to say things. And if I'm not here, it's because I ain't supposed to be here. So you get me when you get me, and when you don't, you don't. It is okay, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Now, I don't normally start readings until I actually pray over my space or light an incense or read the scripture. And I have scripture cards and I pull scripture cards, and I know that when I started this video, I just started going off. You know what I'm saying? I was channeling and rambling and just getting it all out in the open. You feel what I'm saying? Now, that whatever was said was necessary to be said. 1044 may be significant, or 45, the age 45 may be significant. Whatever was said because it was necessary to be said or relayed to whomever takes in my videos, to whomever watches my I was getting ready to say podcast. Look at what. Speaking of Jesus, maybe you're gonna have me as podcast. I'm gonna have me something. um, yes, but whatever was cancel, but however, whatever was said because it was necessary to be said. It was a message that needed to be relayed to whomever was in the collective energy or collective consciousness or whatever the fucking case may be. So, with that being said, I'm going to actually now start the actual reading. It may be long, it may be short. At this point, I don't even care. I might just go ahead and let this joint run for the next hour and a half. I don't give a fuck. I got shit to do tonight. You feel what I'm saying? And it's only 6:30, so I'm gonna get these recordings done, bang my workout, and keep it fucking moving. You feel what I'm saying? Life is life. You feel what I'm saying? So let's just get to it. I'm gonna move this camera real quick. My son is ordering me something to eat. I'm excited. I can't wait to fucking eat because I'm hungry. And that's another thing I'm talking about. Like, my diet has changed. So my energy level has changed. And the attention to detail that I put into my physical self has changed. However, I noticed that I've had past um cravings or behaviors arise, right? So those are the people that know that I smoke from time to time, right? I smoke black and miles, and I think I've said that on my videos before. And I've never had the instance where I was so drawn to it that I couldn't put it down. It was like almost obsessively, and I'm like, I don't want to be a smoker. Like I don't dislike people who smoke. I just never wanted to do that to my body. You feel what I'm saying? Like I like the intensity every now and then when you smoke a joint or you get high. However, that's not my forte. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's not something that I personally want to do. So I have been working on my physical health and my mental health, my psychological health, and my spiritual health in the regards of understanding where the craving itself comes from, right? And so, like I've been working on my emotional self to figure out like why am I emotionally drawn to do that? Why would I want to actually smoke? You know, it's like smoking technically brings harm or hurt to your body, right? However, it's like when you think about I know it's about to sound crazy, but I don't care. I heard teepees. When you think about the teepees that the Indians set in, they were getting high. They were inhaling the natural herbs of the land, and they were allowing it to be absorbed into their system, and they were allowing themselves to mentally transcend somewhere else. My mom used to call this shit my mom used to be like, you smoking that buzzy weed. Cause my brother used to smoke all the time. We used growing up. This used to be funny as shit. And I'm like, oh Lord, here you go. You smoking that buzzy weed. You about to be acting stupid. And I'm like, buzzy weed? What the fuck? Like, that's where I grew up. I remember that. I was like middle school, I think. Middle school, high school. That shit used to be funny as shit. My mom used to be, oh my goodness, whatever. I digress. Anyway, my point is that you have to figure out what is best for you, right? You have to You have to learn how to accept you for you, how to challenge you to grow, how to be responsible and be truthful and honest with you, be disciplined with you, reparent you, right? And I was watching another reading maybe like 2 or 3 days ago, and the girl was saying something about you also have to be mindful of who is in your energy because their energy can sometimes be an obsess to your energy, meaning like you guys are connected in some way. Like it could be, I was getting ready to say symbiotic. It could be a symbiotic connection, or it could be, tethers, or it could be like an energetic tie of some sort, or some type of like bond of something. And then that's it's not always a good bond. It could be a bad tie or a soul tie. Thank you. It could be something of that nature that is in your energy, that's pulling on your energy, or that's being projected into your energy, like pushed into your energy, and you are absorbing that behavior. So it's like when you recognize that you're exuding something, you're doing something and obsessed, you have to check yourself at some point, like, whoa, wait a minute, because you're gonna feel different anyway. Your body's gonna feel different. You're gonna be like, wait a minute, shit going left. Why is it going left? Because you deviated from the natural or actual path where you were supposed to be. You deviated out of alignment. Now, not necessarily in the sense that you weren't supposed to be where you are. There was something that you were supposed to learn through that deviation. The thing is, did you learn that thing so that you don't have to deviate again? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we have moments where we're given flashbacks of past situations because spirit wants us to learn from it, to act accordingly, to be different from it, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I smoke black and mounts, and I know smoking is bad. I even had history of, issues with my lungs. I'm not supposed to smoke. I'm not supposed to do that. I'm not supposed to indulge in that. You feel what I'm saying? However, that's my go-to when I'm stressed. You feel what I'm saying? When I'm stressed out, that's what I go to. It helps me to just sit down and think. However, I'm learning that it's a vice. You should be able to sit down and think without anything, right? You're supposed to be able to chill without anything interfering or forcing you to chill. And when you feel like you need the help of something else to help you chill, that's where you have a block. That's where you have a break. That's where you have some kind of damage or some sort of psychological, like, misfiring or mishap or something that causes you to resort back or revert to old behavior. And that takes years to kind of correct, especially if you've been doing it for a long time. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes some of the things you've done or you do, you've been doing since you were in childhood. So you have to learn how to break those old habits. It takes practice, it takes consistency, it takes a routine, it takes motivation, it takes grace, it takes mercy. It takes 21 days to break a habit and start a new one. 30 days for it to really be locked in. 45 for it to become so much so of your actual routine. Like, you need at least 45 to 60 days for it to become part of your routine. And then it becomes a part of your lifestyle after a while. Because you can still break a routine, right? So it's going to take at least anywhere between 5 to 6 months for you to be a totally different person. And some people are. Some people wind up being totally different persons in 5 to 6 months' time. Now, it's not to say that you change overnight. No, what I'm saying is that you go through that transition in terms of like processing, evolving, looking back at situations, being reflective to some degree, like looking back at what things once were as opposed to what things currently are now. You know what I mean? You have moments where, or you should, those of you who are growing, those of you, excuse me, I've been massaging my neck. That was a massive yawn. I got more in there. I can feel it. They say yawning is a release of negative energy. Whew. And when you have a good yawn and everything, all your muscles in your face and your neck and your head and everything stretch or like scrunches together, and you just feel all that tension just release, you're moving forward. I've changed my diet, like, bro. It's a lot, and I need whoever. I don't know if I'm gonna what I'm gonna call this video. I don't know. Whatever. Um, I need whoever's listening to give themselves grace. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some mercy. You know what I'm saying? You're doing what needs to be done in due time. Granted, it's like you're in the energy of like anticipatory reaction, or I want to say relation or reflection. I don't know why it's just weird. It's like an overflow of energy. And I feel like I've been rambling this whole video. I don't know what is going on. And that's part of the reason why I haven't been recording, because the energy has been so just wonky. It's been so fluctuating. Like it's just fluctuating back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And that lets me know that somebody needs to do a serious spiritual cleanse. Like you need to cleanse your psyche, cleanse your energy. Take a salt bath. Like that was so country, but so what? Take a salt bath. Like this serious. Like get in the bathtub and scrub yourself down with some salt and some soap and water and bless yourself and pray over yourself while you clean yourself, because your energy is found. Like like really found. Like it's so much in your energy. You need to just let go, like release. Let go of what no longer serves you. Let go of what does not belong to you. Let go of mindsets and thought processes and things that no longer that don't sound like who you truly honestly are. You have to do a purge. Thank you. Thank you, God. A purge, a release. Cry today. Oh my goodness. I'm standing here, I'm hanging out the laundry with my son and my daughter. And we down here chilling. We having a little conversation. You feel what I'm saying? I've been in a not really in a funk, but I just been like chilling. Like I've been tired. I'm exhausted. My energy feels drained almost because there's so much going on. There's so many changes that I'm experiencing all at one time. It's like I'm being downloaded with new information, so it's heavy. And it's like, whoa, what is this? The new information should be heavy. Why the fuck do I feel like this? Right? Why am I feeling this energy? And it's like, okay, sit with it. Sit with it. What am I feeling? Why am I feeling this? And even though it might not come up in the way that you think it's gonna come up, it comes up. You feel what I'm saying? So long story short, not digressing, I'm gonna get to the point of what I'm making or what I'm saying. And so I'm doing laundry. My son and my daughter are down here. We having a conversation because we're trying to decipher or discuss what we're gonna eat for dinner, right? And I asked him, like, what you gonna order, whatever the case may be. And in the process, I'm hanging up the clothes. And he's like, well, mom, we're having a side conversation at the same time. So he's like, well, mom, I don't remember the last time I cried. And I'm like, why would you even say that? I'm like, I don't know. I said, well, oh, I remember you cried when your grandmother died. And like, excuse me, like, he was like, the last time I remember crying was at, or last time I remember being sad or feeling anything was at this funeral. He was like, and they was talking about how we had to set up the funeral service. So when my mom passed away in COVID. And so because my mom passed away in COVID, we weren't really allowed to have services. A lot of churches were closed, and a lot of the pastors and ministers were refusing to do services unless they were virtual or outdoors somewhere where they were just like, reading the last rites, whatever the case may be. So we were lucky enough to be able to acquire actual church for my mother to have her service. We had a minister come in and do the service and preach with her, and then we had her actual minister, come and say the last rites over her and pray for her and everything like that in the cemetery. So it was a lot going on, you know, at that time. And long story short, my son had mentioned that he couldn't remember certain aspects of parts of his past because he had, in essence, blocked it out psychologically to some degree, right? So emotionally, he couldn't feel it. He shut it off. He shut a part of himself off because he didn't want to feel it. He didn't want to explore it or experience it. He just turned it off. All right, I don't want to feel it anymore. And turned it off. You feel what I'm saying? So what I'm learning is that sometimes when we grieve, we do that. We turn things in us or within us off because we don't want to feel that hurt or that pain from that situation or that experience. No one wants to be hurt or pained or sad. However, you have to feel it to a degree so that you can release it. You release by crying, by mourning, actually crying and letting the sadness go. And so when my son brought it up, he was like, I don't remember whose service it was. And I just, how could you, and my heart is like, being like, how could you not remember your grandmother's fucking funeral? I'm like, I'm ready. Like, and he's like, Ma, no, I don't mean like that. I remember all of it. It's just that I don't remember, like, for some reason, I don't remember that part or like how I felt during that part. And I'm just like, yo, that's wow. And I cried. I realized that I myself was holding on to something at that point in time. You feel what I'm saying? Because it was like, well, my mom died, I didn't cry. I'm like, I'm not crying. My mama said, don't cry. I'm not gonna cry. And I'm here, don't cry for me. I don't know that I'm hearing "Don't Cry for Me," and I cried. Woo, I cried. I'm not about to cry now, but I cry and I feel it, bro. I hear my mother singing, "Don't cry for me." She just keeps singing it. "Don't cry for me." And it's funny because I'm sitting here looking at my mommy pillow, and my mommy pillow, and um, I hear her. Woo! I hear her. Okay, so that's another thing. You may be experiencing clairaudiency where you're hearing or telepathy where you're talking or communicating with your significant other or partners or persons that are significant to your growth and development. You're going to start having conversations or you develop clairaudiency where you can hear or communicate or tap in or talk to said persons that you want to talk to through the collective consciousness. That is a spiritual gift. That is an awareness, and that is a gift that many of us have, but we don't realize we have it. Like sometimes when you hear a thought, that's in essence your clairaudiency. What you're thinking is an example of your clairaudiency, being able to think and hear your own voice, right? When you hear it where it sounds like the voice of a different person, or like you ever heard it say like I can hear them saying it now, right? That is again another form of clairaudience, being able to hear, and people don't even realize it. Oh, y'all, here we go. Here we go. I need I was detox. I need to continue. Oh, oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm yawning. My jaw is changing. My mouth is changing. My teeth are changing. They're so. My teeth are very sensitive right now, which is weird because I've never had sensitive teeth except for when I was going to say pregnant. However, I'm not pregnant. Like you have to be sexually active, and I'm celibate, so that's just weird though that I would even have that recollection. So somebody might be pregnant, or somebody close to you might be pregnant. I'm picking that up. I'm like, shit. You gotta have relations to do that. Okay. And we are almost at 30 minutes, and I feel like I've rambled on because y'all forgive me, I'm a little rusty, but it is what it is. And I'm like I said, I was gonna let whatever come out. I was just gonna let it ride. You feel me? So I'll get back into the groove of things, especially once I complete a lot of the tasks that I have on my plate. So I do because I do have a lot on my plate right now, and I know that I can, get it under control. I just gotta lock in. Y'all, what the, hold on.